Merry Christmas, everybody. 3 movie reviews for the next few days for you all leading up to Christmas time. Get yourself a blanket, pillow, hot chocolate, sit back, relax, enjoy my discussion on quite a few movies. As for the first one, it's going to be absolutely violent. Well, ladies and gentlemen, Merry Christmas to you all. Happy New Year, or whatever holiday that is you celebrate. It's now that time where I come around, give you all 3... Shut the fuck up. This is where I give you all 3 various different holiday movie reviews where I just go through the whole entire dictionary, the thesaurus, the whole entire section, and choose exactly from the A to Z column of what Christmas movie I should talk about for the next 3 days. I managed to pick out 3 specific ones, and surprisingly, they're a little bit more relatively new. And this right here on the first day is one of them. But before I even talk about this little movie that was just absolutely awesome to no end, and I couldn't believe how much of a fun time I was having with it because it was a goddamn rib on Christmas. And the whole entire concept of the holiday, and it was a rib towards stereotypical Christmas movies and a rib to stereotypical action movies. And the context behind is fucking genius. So before I talk to you all a little more about that, I'm all prepared for the holidays. I got the hat on, I got my robe, I changed my shirt for once for this momentous occasion, I got the lights on. And just to show you all that I am safely drinking, I got a bottle of the Tennessee Fireball Jack Daniels. I mean, it's empty right now, but I'm showcasing to you all that I am drinking responsibly because the bottle is empty. Violent Night. David Harper. We all know him as the guy who plays as the lieutenant in Stranger Things. Absolutely fucking phenomenal he is in that series. And the fact that he was able to play as Santa Claus showcases how much more of a badass he is as a person and as an actor, because this role was just fucking brilliant. Honestly, before I heard his name, I was expecting probably Stone Cold Steve Austin to come in and give everybody the stunner. And instead of drinking milk and eating cookies, he'd be drinking his Budweisers or Coors Light or some sort of various other drink that Stone Cold Steve Austin likes. But no, we have David Harper instead. So, this movie itself, just to give you all a little detail about what I thought about when I was watching it, it's like I said, I was smiling from cheek to cheek. I was laughing, I was clapping, I was having so much fun. Now, when the movie starts off, it plays like the stereotypical like holiday music, a typical entrance, all the kiddies and families getting ready for Christmas and having all the laughters, wearing their ugly sweaters and all that. Then all of a sudden, here comes Santa Claus, comes down the chimney. He has the glasses, the big belly, the presents, and then all of a sudden, once he starts eating those cookies, everything's all okay. But once he drinks the milk and he fucking spits it out, that tells me right there the direction on where this fucking movie was going. That first scene with Santa Claus appeared was just hilarious. Literally, this whole entire film, it was a fucking rib. It was silly and over the top, but it was a rib. I got the whole entire context of what this movie was doing. It was, like I said, it was making fun deliberately. It was a parody of stereotypical Christmas movies. It was a stereotypical reference to action movies, a stereotype to those like common big bad guy villains, interactions with, seeing kids, believing in Christmas and all that stuff. Just so many stereotypes were thrown into this film, but a big twist was thrown onto it. It's just all the violence, the chaos, gun shootings, fucking shovels being used as axes, candy canes, fist throwing, martial arts, whatever. So much action was thrown into this movie that it was just absolutely beautiful. I mean, David Harper, he wasn't even playing as the Santa that everyone's grown to love. I mean, the guy had fucking tattoos. He had a little bit of a alcohol container in his pocket. Cigarettes. He was not your everyday Santa Claus at all. I mean, this guy, he has gone through some serious shit in his past just to build up the North Pole and make sure that he doesn't enter into whatever he was doing all those years ago. I mean, was he in the mafia? Was he assistant with John Wick? Uh, he was doing some sort of crazy shit. Was he working for James Bond? I don't know. But whatever it was that Santa Claus was doing, he was working with somebody back in those days, all those years ago, to where he just went from being a jolly old Saint Nick to a pissed off, run down son of a bitch who is just trying to get through the Christmas holiday, making sure everybody is happy so he can get home to Mrs. Claus and have some pookie for the rest of the night. I don't know where to begin to talk about a lot of the action scenes. I really don't know where to start. It's just like if you want to talk about creativity, where you're taking some of the most stereotypical things that you would see on Christmas, like the Christmas tree, the star that you put on top, or candy canes, or presents that is filled with some sort of weapon, using whatever fucking gingerbread cookies, a glass of milk, or whatever the case may be. Just using various creative things as weapons, just, some of the most little stuff. And the fact that he used it as a weapon to kill all the bad guys. And seeing the mixed martial arts that Santa Claus had was fucking brilliant. Literally beating the absolute shit out of everybody that's coming in his way, trying to ruin the holiday for others. Such fucking brilliance. It had comedy moments that came out of nowhere, especially with how certain the action scenes that are, tossed in. It's just like when you watch the movie El Mariachi, to where you got all that action. You got the way that it's being shot, certain slow motion scenes, mixed martial arts, weapon being thrown into place. Then every once in a while in an action scene, you want to know what'll happen? It'll pause for like a good 5 seconds where the main actor will end up saying a one-liner that just makes you laugh, and it just goes right back into beating the shit out of people. That was in this movie, and fucking fantastic. That is one thing I like watching about action films like this, is that where you got all this chaos going on, a little 5-second breather in between to get yourself a little one-liner from the actor, or a little back and forth conversation that'll last for 10 seconds. Then they just go back beating the shit out of the bad guys. Now, this movie itself, before I even went on to see, I got exactly what I was expecting. A mediocre story, but the main actor being the star of the film and just beating the living shit out of people. That's what I got in this whole entire film. And it was just fantastic. So, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to have to do it for my little thought of Violent Night. Little quick review for you all, because this is a film to where if you want to just have yourself a nice time on Christmas Eve or Christmas Day, this is a movie where you just got to check it out, watch it, and you're going to be having a fun time with your buddies, your family, your girlfriend, your boyfriend, prostitute, whoever that you have with you for Christmas. You're going to have a fun time watching this movie. So Violent Night is a movie that I gave a 3.75 out of 5 to. Why so high? Because the movie itself had creativity. It had a badass actor. It had stereotypes, but the thing is that it was a rib. The context was there. It was funny. And it was just all around violence, no pun intended. So there you go, ladies and gentlemen. That is my little thought on Violent Night. Let me know down below your thoughts, and stay tuned for day number 2, as we're going to go into a sequel to a beloved Christmas classic. After so many years of waiting, we get ourselves a true sequel. Find out what that is.